What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm here to bring to you another vacuum that's in my vacuum collection. This time it is yet another Oreck. This one is quite an interesting model. What I have for your viewing pleasure today is an Oreck XL Pro Plus. This was made in Oreck's struggling times. They were really desperate to sell vacuums back then. And they decided, you know what? We'll try to sell these anywhere. Which Oreck at the time was a vacuum store only vacuum, or Oreck dealer, I should say. You can only buy Oreck vacuums at the time at dealers, but because they were struggling so much as it is, they decided to go ahead and throw these up for sale in regular department stores such as Walmart or Target, or I think even Best Buy, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they were struggling pretty hard. And I think this one was sold at Walmart at the time. Well, I should say, it wasn't sold physically in a Walmart store, but more so on Walmart's website. So, yeah, that kind of says what Oreck's financial situation was back then. So I actually stumbled across this on OfferUp for about $40. Admittedly paid a little bit too much for this, but I have always wanted an Oreck XL with the Intellashield style headlight lens. I just really like how good it looks. Of course, in my opinion, it won't beat the old school XL2 style with the rounded off lens. But there are some who refer to the more rectangular style lens. But I think the Intellashield style lens is kind of more of a homage to the original rectangular style, while kind of giving it a little bit modern of a touch. But I digress. Regardless, I have this in my collection right now. I've always loved the color scheme for this, and I figured I would go ahead and bring it to you guys. So let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of the machine. So up on top here, typical Oreck, you have the famous helping hand handle, which was designed by an orthopedic surgeon and has received an award for the Arthritis Foundation. Admittedly, it does take a little bit of getting used to vacuuming in this position, but once you get used to it, it's actually pretty fun. You have your thumb operated power switch right here. It's unfortunately a 1-speed model, so that is a bit unfortunate. So down here you have your nice Oreck lettering that is turned 90 degrees to the left. And you have your little XL logo right here and nice little pinstriping decals, which the thing I love about this, it almost makes like this kind of neon color, like they're like neon lights running across the outer bag. It really have a nice touch to it. So anyway, to get access to the bag on this is, I kind of already was unzipped for some reason, is, yep, obviously, like any Oreck. Here is the Oreck CC bag that these things run, which these are literally everywhere. And they are attached on this little dock here on the back. I ended up having to replace this because when I took this apart to completely wash out the outer bag that was completely filthy, unfortunately the bag dock broke off, so that needed to get a replacement. So yeah, it pops off like this, and here's how it sits on the bag dock, like that. And basically how these work is when you slide the bag in on the dock, it'll actually sit over this little latch right here. And what that does is when the bag is full and you need to change it, and you pull the bag off the dock, it'll grab onto that tab and then pull a little locking tab shut to prevent dust from leaking back into the air. So it's much more sanitary to change out the bag. Oreck has done this for about a while, and I really think it's a clever design, because there's nothing more worse than when you're trying to change a bag out and you have a little bit of dust that leaks back into the air that you just vacuumed up. So clever design by Oreck on this. So once you have it back on the dock, you just simply hinge it back up like so, and then just snap it right in place. And then you just simply zip up your outer bag. Come down here, you have your XL Pro Plus lettering right down here. Your nice Intellashield style headlight lens. And nice rubber bumper here on the back. You also do have a belt access door right here. You simply unscrew this right here, and this section will slide forward so you could get access to your inner belt. So it is much more convenient to change the belt this way, instead of just having to take off part of the bottom just to get to said belt. So it's very nice that they developed this, and oh, yep, that's what happens. Sometimes the stand-up tends to not sit well over the years, so yeah, and unfortunately that tends to happen to these Orecks as they age. So anyway, let's go ahead and show you the underside. Does have here the typical wooden brush roll that is in every Oreck. It is made by Cleveland Wood Products and does have very dense but very soft bristles. So it definitely grooms very good for what it is. And the thing I love about it, with the bristles being so dense, is that they do great for picking up things like pet hair and even some topical sand at times. But because the bristles are so soft, the agitation from this is not incredible. So don't expect this to dig very deep down into the carpet. So it does make a chevron pattern, so it funnels everything down into that center suction path down there. You do have little rubber-coated wheels on the front here, as well as down here as well. These do great for using this on bare floors so you don't scratch your surface. Further to that, using this on bare floors, there is also a little rubber squeegee that is included, and that is to keep dirt from spitting out behind the vacuum because the brush roll does not turn off. That is one thing about these vacuums that I honestly wouldn't recommend these for bare floors, but they do seem to do pretty good on them. That is mostly because the squeegee here prevents dirt from spitting behind it, unlike other vacuums that don't include one. You do have your side edge cleaning brushes. And now, let's go ahead and show you the model number to this cleaner. This is the Oreck cleaner model U4140 HHPKCOST. Clearly that spells cost. So yeah, this is clearly Oreck's budget model in their vacuum lineup, being that it was sold in a place like Walmart. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 4 amps. For household use only. It was made by the Oreck company of Cookeville, Tennessee, so this is right after they moved plants. And the date I want to say is, wait a minute, 2009, if I'm reading that correctly. Sorry, I had a little quick deja vu moment. But yeah, so I do think this was made in 2009, if I'm reading the serial of this correctly. So please let me know if I'm reading that right, but so now that that's all said and done, let's go ahead and give this thing a run. So we'll release the cord up top here. cord is pretty nice and long. It's got to be about 30 feet. And so we will go ahead and plug this guy in. One thing I do not like about these plug ends on the later Orecks is that for whatever reason they decided to flip-flop the prongs. So now you can't just insert it like this so that this mechanism right here that grabs onto the rib portion of the cord does not line up with the little ground prong that's in the plug end. For whatever reason, now you got to do it opposite, which older cords were like this, so I do not know why they did this, but it is what it is. So we will go ahead and turn this thing on and give you a demo of it running. Now, typical Oreck fashion, these things are pretty loud when they're running, so headphone users or those with sensitive hearing, I would advise turning down your volume for this portion of the video. So, here we go. nice. Definitely cleans pretty good. May not be super powerful, but it gets the job done. Definitely cleans better than most Dysons I've used. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Oreck XL Pro Plus. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.